In the small town of Joy, Alaska, there is a local urban legend about the legendary Ice Demon. It is believed that if one walks alone in the forest on the coldest days in winter, they will be approached by the demon and offered two gifts. The first gift is not a physical one, but rather a magical one. If this gift is selected, the person will have bestowed upon them the immunity to ice and cold. Of course, that doesn't sound amazing, but for someone living in a frigid environment, it can definitely make life a million times more bearable. The second gift is a large snowflake in crystalline appearance, around 3 inches in diameter, and does not melt no matter the temperature. More importantly, the snowflake is pure gold. Nobody knows why this snowflake is gold and still almost weightless, or why this is one of the gifts at all. Perhaps it knows of humans' greed, who knows? Dozens of children from Joy would wander the forest for hours, taking turns to see if they could find the demon and have their chance at getting a gift of their choice. After years and years of doing this, one child was lucky enough to find the demon, Avery Anderson. This little girl approached a snowman-looking imp creature that darted around in the snow. Its red eyes and button mouth watched her as it did so. Carefully, she approached the thing as it stood on its back legs and cocked its head around, inspecting her as she happily began telling it which of the gifts she wanted. Avery gasped in fright as the little button on its face popped off, revealing a large pit of a mouth filled with sharp, human-like teeth, and lunged at the girl. Her friends heard her shouting for help. They rushed towards where she was, and her cries became more desperate and frantic, until a crunching sound was heard, followed by scuttling in the snow. Finally, her friends found her, but it was already too late. There she was in the snow, in a tree, in a bush, her body parts scattered around, oozing blood as her throat was pushed inward with chunks bitten out of it. After her friends stopped crying, panicking, and vomiting, they ran home. Their parents called the police. Upon arriving at the scene, her body was gone, and all that remained of her was her blood soaked up by the snow. Urban legends are never to be trusted. Hello everybody, I'm TheRubber. Today, we bring you a SCP Foundation Euclid class object, SCP-4230. SCP-4230, also known as It's a Christmas Miracle, is a 5-foot-tall, crudely constructed snowman that consists of dirty snow, leaves, rocks, soil, and other earthly matter. This entity can be considered the evil twin to Frosty the Snowman, minus the show tunes. 4230 does not melt, and it is immobile, giving it a very unassuming presence that one could approach without issue. However, when a human or some other animal life enters within 12 feet of 4230, it will then activate its anomalous effect. This effect has been dubbed SCP-4230-1. 4230-1 consists of the complete and total reconstructuring of the victim's body on a cellular level in order to convert them into another snowman similar in appearance to 4230. This process has been noted to be extremely painful, as the body is forcefully transmogrified slowly over the course of a week, in some cases 13 to 15 days. After coming into contact with 4230, the victim will come down with the classic common cold, and no visual changes are seen other than feeling quite cold. On the second day, the victim will experience bouts of dizziness, shed nearly 85% of their body weight, causing them to have the appearance of having severe anorexia and deathly white skin. On the third day, a new chemical is found in the femur and fibula of the current victim as those bones dissolved. The fourth day will yield pain in their lower body due to all of their remaining blood and fat collecting there. At this stage, they will begin to feel their cells bursting, organs shift, and their body breaking down on itself. Acute dehydration sets in. On the fifth day, the skeletal system will begin to crack, break, and splinter in order to take on a more spherical shape, causing great distress as bones pierce the flesh. After 14 minutes, their arms involuntarily raise outward, become immobilized, and undergo calcification. Several researchers asked to be given amnestics to forget what they had seen at this stage, which was granted and they were moved to another site. An unknown liquid begins oozing out of cracked skin and any orifice available, freezing on contact with the skin and transforming into snow. Other than that, the victim becomes blind and is no longer able to move. The 8th day sees the victim dead and is now an instance of 4230-A. The insides of the Snowman contain human flesh and their rounded skeletal system. All D-Class personnel that have been subject to 4230 have begged for death within 2 days, not out of fear of becoming a snowman, but the fear of experiencing pain, as one D-Class put it, worse than the fiery pits of hell could ever offer them. Till this moment, none were granted this grace, and all subjects became instances of SCP-4230-A, body hosts that carry small snow-like eggs that hatch creatures, which then designated as SCP-4230-B. SCP-4230-B instances are extremely hostile organisms, resembling 0.6-meter-tall snowmen with bloodied eyes similar in design and identical in function to those of an insect. They are capable of motion and have shown the capability to hunt in packs in order to take down bigger prey. They have been shown to be exclusively carnivorous, hungrily devouring all D-Class and animals thrown into their containment area. One silver lining to these monstrosities is that they will melt and fade from existence after a single day, and do not naturally melt until that point in time. In order for the Foundation to keep the 4230-B population in check, instances of 4230-A are to be neutralized so that the population of 4230-B stays below 20. Should 4230-B instances reach above 20, MTF Delta 14 or Winter Wonderland will be dispatched to deal with the threat. Similar to the creepy crawlies, they are outfitted with flamethrowers and incendiary grenades. However, as the task force found out in an incident, fire does not kill them, only keeps them at bay. They could only hope these creatures would at least feel the pain. During the accident, 37 instances of 4230-B hatched. After 15 seconds, they reached adulthood and promptly broke free from containment. Several researchers and security personnel were quickly overrun and consumed. They ran throughout the site and hunted down in a coordinated fashion. Any security officer foolish enough to discharge their weapons at 4230-B were killed immediately after realizing their bullets had little to no effect at stopping them. A number of survivors, including 3 researchers, 2 security officers, and 3 D-Class, locked themselves in an office and sent distress signals to MTF Delta 14 Winter Wonderland. Unfortunately, at that time, most of the members from Delta 14 were either on a mission or KIA after a joint operation helping subdue a rampaging SCP-076 Able. The remaining 4 members were Captain Donovan, Sergeant Rose, and 2 new privates. After arriving, Delta 14 entered the building and were immediately attacked by 3 instances of 4230-B. These creatures were quickly sprayed with flamethrowers, but only deterred slightly. The squad recorded multiple dead bodies with chunks of flesh ripped off and most likely eaten. Organs were draped over furniture and blood-stained the walls. They could hear the scampering of those little demons as they howled, looking for more prey. All right, the survivors are on the 2nd floor. Rose, on me. You 2 stay here and keep our exit clear. Fire seems to do jack against these bastards, so stay out of sight, and do not engage unless you have no choice. They quickly made their way up and encountered several more instances of 4230-B, but managed to force them away with the use of their incendiary weapons. Eventually, they located the office where the survivors were holed up. The only thing is, there's a large pack of 4230-B instances blocking their way. As soon as the 2 were noticed, the pack wailed and rushed towards them. Not wanting to block off the way to the office, Captain Donovan and Sergeant Rose used their modified shotguns to selectively shoot bursts of fire at the ice entities so as not to accidentally burn the place down. This method proved successful. Captain Donovan held them off while Sergeant Rose ordered the survivors to make their way downstairs and out the door with the 2 new recruits. They did as instructed. Sergeant Rose turned to aid his commanding officer, but froze when she saw 3 4230-Bs fall from the ceiling and sink their teeth into his back, neck, and face. Ah, damn it! They got me! Run! After some brief hesitation, Sergeant Rose turned reluctantly and followed after the survivors. The captain struggled to take out an incendiary grenade off his vest. Let's see how you dirtbags like this. Damn it, I was just about to retire. Guess I'll be going out in a blaze of glory. He pulled the pins off the grenades, created a miniature firestorm, burning all the instances of 4320-B, causing them great pain and slowing them down considerably so that they would cause no further destruction until they dissipated. The mission was considered successful, and Sergeant Rose was promoted to captain. The elf I took under my wings rebelled against me when I told them to do what I requested. In defiance, they stopped making toys, so I slaughtered them all, one by one. When the deed was swiftly done, their blood splattered on the little choo-choo trains. I was filled with cheer, feeling the blood on my fingers, making them sticky when I spread them apart. However, the sense of delight later vanished after realizing what I had done, for I started to fear what was coming. Before I can clean up my mess, I hear the sound of joyous whistles and a vast shadow on the lit-up hallway walls. As their festive bells jingles echo throughout the cave, I stand still in dread, knowing who it was. Ho, 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 oh, hell! It is my master, the man in red. Master? Master, Silence! What the hell did you do? Master, they weren't listening to me. They were misbehaving. I don't give a damn if they were misbehaving. You don't do a thing without me giving you permission. I told you if they try crap like that, you'd let me deal with them, right? Why didn't you? It's hard not to do such a thing when everyone irritates me. I was angry, Master. The hell is wrong with you? Killing all my workers 'cause you were pissed off. As I fall to my knees, he grabs the back of my neck. I'm in a bad spot right now 'cause of you, damn it. When I let go, you're gonna go get me workers, and you're gonna get more, okay? I apologize with my groans. He releases his hand from my neck, and before he speaks, I quickly pick up my empty bag and rush to one of the blood-stained walls, waiting for him to choose where I'm going. What about them? I hesitate a little, referring to the mess. I'm not cleaning this up. You'll worry about it later. The man in red opens an exit portal to a place full of trees covered in pure white, his pretty little purple rings light illuminating the painted cave. I walk into the space, feeling the white freezing snow on my feet, leaving bloody prints. I turn to the man in red and only see more trees behind me. He had closed the portal without saying anything, leaving me with only my thoughts. Hello everybody, I'm TheRubber. Today, we bring you a tale from the SCP Foundation. I have worked with the man in red for a very long time. So long that he became a paternal figure to me, so letting him down would make me very unhappy. If I make him angry, he beats me. Sometimes he does it just because. So when a day like this comes, I must not disappoint. This is how I can make him proud of me and make the pain stop. But most importantly, this is another chance to receive a gift I forever desired, to let this world be coated in snow. For many, many years, I have done nothing but what he asked of me, and I enjoyed every second of it. But he still hasn't given me what I wanted in return. When I'm finished, I must ask him about this. I can only do this for so long. After long moments of treading on the frost, the sun is now gone, and in the distance is a small homestead. I walked to the little home and peeked through one of the windows. What my little eyes spied upon were two little ones peacefully sleeping in their beds. I pressed my face up to the glass, my breath hitting the window. As they're sleeping, I walk to their door, opening it oh so slowly. I enter the house, and I'm faced with two doors, one leading to the parents and the other to the children. I pick the door farthest from me, avoiding the creaks from the floorboards. I open the door, revealing the kids resting in their little beds. I enter their room, its surroundings exposed by the dark moonlight, and walk to them. I turn to one of them and stare deeply into their closed eyes, hearing their soft breathing from time to time. Still wondering who I'm going to take, I come up with an idea, a test of obedience. Santa? I turn to find the other child was wide awake. I place my hand on her mouth and whisper, "Shh." I release my hand and tuck her back into bed and slowly walk away from them. There's a spot barely touched by the moonlight in the corner of the room near the exit. I open the door and pretend that I'm leaving. "Don't go anywhere, and you will be rewarded." Then I close the door. As I hide in the dark abyss, I silently watch the little one sleep, putting her obedience to the test. Not long after, I see the little one slowly leaves her bed. I give her the simplest demand and she disregards it. I don't understand. If I can follow my master's every order, why is she struggling to do the same? Holding in my anger, I wait for her to come to me. Finally, when she reaches the door, hesitantly turning the knob, she turns to me, noticing my breathing and looking down at my exposed, withered toes. "Child, what are you doing out of your bed?" I quietly ask as I reveal myself. Before she lets out a shout, I rush towards her and close her mouth shut. Hearing the scuffle, the other child wakes up. Seeing what I'm doing to her sister, she cries for help. A man rushes into the room and slashes my flesh open with his axe, leaving it inside my waist. I yell, dropping the child to the floor. The man attempts to retake the axe, but before he does, I grab hold of his face and plunge my thumbs through his face. The angry side of me deeply relishes the moment. Hearing a woman's muffled cries and feeling her frail punches scraping my back, I release my grip and turn to her. She stops beating me and steps away in horror. I slap her and push her away, making her fall over. She looks fainted. I turn to the man, seeing him on the floor. The side of his face is covered with blood. I leave him to his lonesome. I enter the children's room, trying to find the other girl. She's nowhere to be seen. I walk to her bed and look under it. I find her quietly crying to herself. Noticing me, she cowers, pressing herself up against the wall. My arm slowly reaches for her, making her panic. "Calm yourself, child. It's all right," I say, caressing her cheek and wiping her tears with my thumb, smearing blood on them. "Get away from me!" As soon as she pushes my hands away, I can no longer contain my rage. Before stepping out the door, I tip the candle onto the floor, starting a fire. I don't know why I do it. It feels like I got to. I leave the burning house, and realizing what I've done, I slump against the tree, looking down at my bloodied hands. While staring intensely into them, a faint light appears in front of me. I look up to see the man in red, looking not so cheerful anymore. "Come here," he says sternly. I can see he is not happy. I'm quiet, but later speak to try to ease the tension. "Master, I didn't mean to." "You had one job. One job. And what do? You mess it up." "I'm sorry, Master." "No, shut it," he says, hitting me. "I'm low on elves, and out of all the years you could have done this, you do it when I'm at a shortage. God, this is worse than my Coca-Cola ad campaign. You need to do it again." "They hurt me. Look." I point, showing him my torn wound. "I just can't, Master. It hurts too much." The pain in my waist is starting to come back, but even worse, makes it hard for me to breathe. I plead with him, but he won't listen. He clenches his teeth. "Look, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. I don't give a damn if it hurts. Hell, you definitely deserve it by messing up this badly. You just couldn't control yourself, could you? Do it again, but no mess-ups this time." As he continues to ignore my concerns, my frustration grows, and a red hue slowly blurs my eyesight. I'm getting angry. Fogged by my thoughts, I stare at him, ignoring his commands. "Hello? Stop staring at me and get on with your job. I'm not playing." "Master, when will you give me what I want?" I breathe heavily. "What are you?" "Not this again. How many times do I have to tell you that you'll get it soon, all right?" For the first time, I raise my voice at him. "You've been saying that for a very long time, Master, and I'm starting to get..." "What? Annoyed? Oh, please. Shiver me frickin' timbers. What are you gonna do? Christ, you're making me nag more than my wife," he says, and he hits me yet again. "Do what the hell I say and get out there." "No. No. No." "What do you mean, no? Stop messing about..." He raises his fist again, but before he can hit me a third time, I catch his arm and grab his neck. "Master, why must you lie to me?" "What are you doing now? Let go." His voice was shallow this time, struggling to speak. Something I should have done a long, long time ago. I smile, showing my crooked teeth. "You dumb bastard. I created you. You can't do this." Without hesitation, I pierce his jolly red cheek with my teeth. When I'm done, the man in red became redder than before. After realizing what I had done, his breath being no longer visible in the air, I feel no shame or grief whatsoever. I feel relieved, knowing he is not around to tell me what to do anymore. I am free. The man that used me is now dead. No more him. No more Christmas.